another Empower Hour today, which I'm very much looking forward to, as I usually always look forward to all my calls. Good to see you guys. Hopefully, everyone had a really awesome weekend. I know we had a pretty action-packed weekend, which is always good. But today we're going to keep up with the theme. I think we're going to go through a few more different things because I guess a lot of the times in the last few weeks, I've been speaking a lot about manufacturing, and even I did a post about it yesterday, just in terms of manufacturing and looking outside of China, right? China accounts for about 28% of the global manufacturing. So there's a lot of manufacturers that you can actually get from Europe. And today I want to kind of go through some of them and just show you some of the manufacturers that we found just purely online. I actually have quite a large database of Portuguese manufacturers. I have a database of around about 200. So I'll be, hey, Nicholas, hope you're well, mate. So I'll be actually basically giving them to you guys. Example brands. It's kind of some things we've been doing, but also we've been talking about different stuff and ideas and everything else. So a lot of the times we actually look at, and I'm going to go through, let me have a look. All right. So Astro Tourism. Has anyone ever heard of Astro Tourism? It's actually a new thing. But so the reason why I kind of wanted to mention that is a lot of the times we can look at certain, I guess, niches or certain trends that are actually happening. Basically, a lot of the times we actually look at different trends. We can look at trends. And I like to kind of point to it because I was speaking to someone the other day who was selling the solar eclipse glasses, the glass blockers. And he'd mentioned to me that he did about 200,000 just selling those glasses. And it was just for the solar eclipse. So what he does is he actually pays attention to those little micro things that happen and then basically creates a product for it, right? And then he usually, well, the actual strategy was that he knew obviously solar eclipse was coming. They'd already reported it a month or a couple months earlier, so he'd actually done his research. Then he created a landing page, and he found a supplier in China, and he basically got a ton of these glasses, which were worth like a few cents. And he started building basically a list of people and also offering it to sell. And he was the only one doing it, right? Because he had actually prepared for it, and he did over 220,000 or something like that in the US. And I thought that was quite incredible actually. And then I saw this particular post, and I thought, well, there's really an opportunity to actually look at things like that, right? And see what could be coming up. And this could be external to your business or external to your brand, but you could actually provide something like that. I know also when we look at particular niches like Halloween, for example, I know a lot of people that do really well with those particular niches. And if you are going to experiment or have a bit of fun with that. So let's say, for example, you already have a business or you have a brand, and obviously Halloween's got nothing to do with your business. It could actually, if you're in the, let's say, the dog niche, you could create, just for Halloween, every Halloween, you can create funny Halloween dog hats or whatever it is. So you could make it about your niche, right? And you could be selling, it really depends what you're selling. I mean, if you're selling certain things, but even if it's not part of your niche or part of your actual brand and you just wanted to separate it, well, you could actually just create do a one-off product and have a bit of fun with it over Halloween. It does work really well, right? So especially if it's a unique product. I mean, in this case, the solar eclipse glasses, the only reason why he really killed it was because the fact that he was so prepared, right? So he had his plan, he was prepared, he knew it was coming, he'd already had the supplier, everything, and then he just went out and marketed it, right? So I think it's a genius idea to actually look into that and do things like that. And even like I said with Halloween, I know a lot of people doing extremely well at it. There's actually someone in AOE is doing about $700,000 just in Halloween. This was in 2016 or 17. So there's a lot of opportunity in those particular trends, in those seasonal products, but I wouldn't, keep it as a permanent business. You could, I mean, if you did it really well, you could just, do that as a permanent business. But there is actually a lot of opportunity there for you guys to look at, right? And it's a little bit of fun. It doesn't take up too much time from what you're currently doing in your business also, right? Astrotourism. What else could we do in terms of products? And even like, I mean, even things around camping and things like that could be a really good idea in terms of tents and certain things that can, I guess, relate to that. I'd probably be getting the domain AstroTourism if it was available, to be honest. But yeah, that's just me. All right, so another thing is, right, so I saw this particular ad and I thought it was really, really good. Again, something I've been speaking about a lot of the times is having a product where people can actually subscribe to, right? And again, you can actually apply this as part of your business. So when we look at our business, we might be selling a one-off product, but we can always think about, okay, what are we currently selling? What's within my actual micro niche that has a subscription that also relates to my customers, right? And create a subscription model with that. I think subscription models give you continuity, right? They're consistent. And if you imagine also to acquire a customer, let's say, for example, you're selling something for $50, and to acquire a customer, it's costing you $20, then, and they're basically on repeat purchase. So what ends up happening is your average lifetime value of a customer could be $400 or $500, and it only costs you $20 or $30 to actually acquire that customer, right? Where as opposed to if you're selling a one-off product at 50 and it costs you $20 to acquire, well, you only make $30, right? Unless you know how to market to them a lot more. So having a subscription model tied into your business, I think is important. And it is something that will give you a lot longer longevity and something that you should definitely look into.